Good morning. Welcome back. I love Facebook Marketplace. It's not very often I buy things off there because I only wait until there's a ridiculously cheap deal I physically can't say no to, and I might have found the best one of those I ever have. So let me show you what I mean. For $50 I picked up on MX5 rails, probably a wrap, but a Bright Low Max. It's very stained. It's got a patch, but it was $50 on MX5 rails, so I'm not complaining. I'm going to get some fabric paint and do those nicer at some point. I've got a couple of other bits coming that are quite in the race car theme for this vehicle, so you're just going to have to wait and see what those are when they arrive in the mail. One thing I need to change now that I've got the bucket seat in, so the seating position's quite a bit further backwards, which I will be going even more backwards because I've still got my subwoofer down there. So I'll move that to the other side and it'll be even further backwards. But the problem is, my knees hit the wheel, and then when my hands are coming down, they get jammed. So I'm either going to buy a quick release kit or just stack another Boss kit on here to give me, you know, I just need an extra 20-30 mil, keep it away from the knees, and that will be fucking perfect. I welcome you to a very windy Taranaki Sunday. Got some easy jobs on the MX5 I'm going to have a look at. If you haven't noticed, I do everything on the cheap. So Sam let me borrow his one on fabric paint. So these fucking seats. Oh, this new bucket seat is pretty stained. I mean, it was $50, so not upset about that. So I'm going to touch these up with the black paint. See how that goes. This is what it was like before, and the other one was even more stained. Shit, yeah, I'll take that for free. Just got to do the other two now. Alright, there we are. They're pretty dry now. Man, I rate this stuff. It doesn't seem like it's a paint, it's more of a dye, I'd say, and it dries out really quickly. Like, it's only been 10 minutes since I last coated them, and I can't get any more black onto my hands off it. So yeah, we'll chuck them in. That should look much better. Go. That definitely looks a lot better. The lighting's kind of terrible, it's way too bright, but I'll put up a picture here of how it looked before. So it doesn't look like it was $50 anymore. It's an improvement. More race car bits. I bought a digital water temp gauge, and I have a little block coming that I'll cut my radiator hose, put the block in, and then I can screw the sensor that this came with in. That hasn't arrived yet. I've only gotten this in the mail. I bought it all off Temu. It cost me like $40 in total. Alright, I've got the Dremel with a little sander bit on it, so I just need to get this to slip over the threads. So I'm just sitting there and slowly grinding it back, safety first. Alright, here we go. So that should fit in the dash really nicely. Let's go test fit. But as I said, I won't be able to actually set that up until the block comes in. Should be mid next week. So, factory little cup where the vent usually sits. This is the bit with the thread from the gauge kit. That slots in there really nicely. Now that we've got our aluminium trim ring around there. I don't know how I'd fix that. Oh, nope, there we go. There we go. Just spoken into existence, very nice. And that's straight up and down. I can't think of anything else to do, so I might start running some wiring for that, because at least I can get the power on the ground hooked up, and then it'll literally just be running the signal from the sensor when it arrives. Holy shit, I'm stupid. I just soldered my red wire to my black wire instead of the red wire that I had prepared. Let's try that. successfully extended the gauge loom, so I'm going to go try fish it through the dash and get it out somewhere and get it ground and 12 volt and see what it looks like when it turns on. In no way am I saying my wiring is good, but like, what the fuck? This is all just stuffed in there. Surely there was a better way they could have done this. I'm just here for 12 volt, little bro. Let me grab some. Thank you. Alright, if I've done everything correctly, hopefully we see some life out of this. Nothing. What did I fuck up? Right, I forgot to plug this back in. 1 second. Let's try that again. Hey! Fuck yeah. Happy as. That looks really cool. Now I just need to wait for the sensor to get here. Well, not the sensor, sorry, the block, so I can cut my radiator pipe open, put that in, plug the sensor in. I've got the wire just sitting by my floor mat here, so I can hook that up when it comes. It should be a couple of days from now. Now I might switch the subwoofer over to this side of the car so that I can move the bucket seat all the way back, and I know I need to kind of tune it a little bit and play with it a bit, so I'll do that now. Hello, it is the next day and China has delivered me my part, so I'm going to pop the radiator hose off. It's still pressurized. Never mind, I'm going to go work on my shifter, which, let me show you actually. While I was ordering my other Temu bits, I needed to fill up the order and get it over the X amount of dollars to get it shipped for free. So I bought this fucking monstrosity. It looked a hell of a lot better in my head. I didn't realise this is way bigger. It's like actual 8-ball sized. I thought it'd be a bit smaller. And I don't like the extension very much. I always wanted to try one out. I'm glad I did. Didn't cost me a heap of money, so you win some, you lose some. However, I might try to just mount this ball on the factory shaft, see if I like that any more. So, pop this off. While I'm here, I got a shift boot to kind of match this, but not really. I did get a seat belt little protector thing, but it's horrible, so I'll throw that away. That only cost me about $3. So. And while I was playing with the extension, I was fucking around at work, and I built this monstrosity. Felt like a Kenworth to shift, so that was pretty funny, but obviously not a long-term solution. I think I'm going back to short shifter. I like it a lot more than I thought. It's really snappy, and there has been a couple of times with this guy where I've missed second or third and gone to fifth, and just sitting here messing with it, it feels a lot harder to go all the way over here into fifth. Alright, I put my interior back together. It might start raining soon, but I'm going to chance it and pop off my radiator hose, make sure that I did actually get the right size adapter to look. And Matt, I hope you put a lot of insulation tape on those wires because you're about to get fucking dirty. I've raved about these in a previous video. They're very good. I don't know if that might be a bit too small for this hose. Nope, even there. Let's see if this fits. Oh yeah. Pretty snug fit, especially where it's kind of expanded there from heat and time. So probably cut it, yeah, right down the middle here along the straight section. There we go, relatively clean cut, better than I would have done with any other tool. And now I can really feel the rain coming, so I need to hurry the fuck up. Alright, it's giving me a lot of shit going in there, so I'm gonna see if a little dot of tyre shot might help. This can is very empty. Come on, one more spray. At this point, 3 seconds after pushing that on there, then I realised the hose clamp's not on there. Nice! Something about Temu hose clamp doesn't sound the best to me, so I did find one in the toolbox. Right, now with some luck and the help of an old metal bit out of a wiper, we have a signal wire that we can now plug in, and it is nicely tucked up above my feet so I don't kick it around. Alright, this is starting to be a bit silly with the Temu bits. I need a little eyelet terminal to wire onto the sensor there. I was like, shit, I don't think I have any left from Super Cheap. Look at my toolbox. I bought this at least a year ago off Temu, and one of those is going to fit perfectly. Haven't even opened it. Very good. Alright, I've got the right size eye terminal on there, and I've put that on. Haven't tightened it down yet, but I still need to put a ground on earth to that hole there. Now I'm just going to work that in and out of there a couple of times, because it did look like the inside of it was painted too, and that's not going to ground very well. Alrighty, that is all wired up. I've got the ground following the cables going down here to this. I'm going to get some corrugated tubing, I think I've got some in the toolbox, and just tuck these wires up, because 3 wires like that looks pretty atrocious when I'm trying to keep the bait looking kind of cool. So yeah, we'll do that, and then hook up the radiator hoses, refill a little bit of water in there, and then see if it works. Right, they will go into that corrugated pipe there, runs all the way back up there into the cab, so it looks a lot nicer. Oh, I just realised it's going to be a lot longer, so I need to cut some off there. Right. There we go. I'll put that Temu clamp, there it is. Righty. I have filled the radiator back up. There was bugger all missing, because I mean it was only the very top bit of the cooling system that was actually missing some. So now it's time to see if it works. I'm a little nervous because, as I'm sure you're aware, it is from Temu. We'll see if this works. Doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, those are the same numbers it had on there before. What am I doing wrong? Righty, I did some Googling, and apparently 40 degrees is the lowest the gauge goes, so the water might just not be warm enough to be showing a reading, hopefully. So go for a drive. Oh yeah, boy, we got life. Camera's about to die, but it's making good, believable numbers compared to what the gauge on the dash shows. So I'm pretty happy. Go for a little drive and call it a day. Alrighty, it is the next day. The coolant temperature gauge works really well, as you saw. The shift knob, I really like it, way more than I thought. So everything yesterday went really well. Today we've got an exciting one that I've been meaning to do for months now. So I filled up my tank with some higher octane petrol, and a very popular mod on MX-5s is to adjust the base ignition timing and advance it to around 14 degrees. Some people say a little bit higher, a little bit lower. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. I've got an ignition timing light. Thanks Big T for letting me borrow that one. Yeah, basically I just need to bridge 2 of the ports in the OBD diagnosis port there, bridge them with a wire, loosen the cam angle sensor, and turn it as required. That's cool. So my issue is I can't really see past the intake. I can just see the timing marks very deep in there, but it's going to be a struggle, so I think I might just quickly bang it out without filming anything. There's a million guides of this on YouTube if you want to have a look how to do it yourself. So I'll see you when either hopefully I've done it or I've had more problems. Right, I made a genuinely terrifying discovery. Next on the list is pod filter, because that's not oil or dirt, that's just missing all its foam. If I like hit it, I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of dust coming off of it. So that's literally just disintegrated all into my engine. I had to pull the intake pipe out, move the radiator hose to get this out, but now I have put a white mark on the timing mark on the flywheel, not the flywheel, the pulley, and I've cleaned up the timing marks. So I think we're aiming for that mark that's 2 to the left of the 10. Right, I've adjusted it to what I believe to be about 14 degrees. The idle went up, so from what I remember, that should be the right thing. See if I notice a difference. Yeah! Holy! It's not like fast, but there's definitely a lot more torque below 4. Usually it was quite sluggish right down there, and you had to really get it up in the revs, but yeah. Yeah, that'll do.
What's going on today?
You can't film like that. This is why you're not filming. Welcome back. It is another day. It's wonderful outside. In my last video, if you saw, the stub axle nuts and bolts were backing themselves off. I got a comment on that video from this guy. He said I was putting the spring washers on the wrong side, so the more you know. Thanks for that, bro. So I'm going to jack that up, and I'm just going to check if they're loose. I don't really have that much time today, so I'm not going to switch them over. That's going to be tomorrow, but I'll just check they're tightened up. Yeah. That's why I check these things. That was a very helpful comment from whoever that was, so thank you. So now I'm definitely going to change those spring washers around. Alright. Those should be pretty damn tight, not going anywhere. I don't know if there's much else I'm going to do in this video. I think I might honestly leave it here, but thank you for watching, guys. Fucking pretty good video all in all. We've got the bucket seat done, got the timing advanced, got the coolant temperature sensor working, which has all gone pretty flawlessly, which is fucking rare for when I'm working on a car. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one, where, as you can see, we're ramping up, getting closer to having it a bit more drift ready for the next track day, which I'm insanely keen for. It's just, you know, funds and time and making sure I've got all my fucking ducks in a row before I go and commit to driving 3 hours each way to go beat on my car for a whole day. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Take it easy.